You'll have to get your own tea tonight, boys.
All right, ma'am. 3 weeks it's been since that court case started. When's it going to finish?
I told you, ma'am, you should have wriggled out of it. Nobody in the right minds does jury service.
Well, it's been a real nice rest for me. I'd far sooner be sat listening to lawyers telling stories that toiling away in that caff, up to my knees in grease and potato peelings.
Yeah, but there's perks from working at the caff, isn't there? Sausages and spam fritters and all sorts of things you bring home.
I've done my best while I've been in that court, Cyril. I brought home what I could.
2 Bibles and a policeman's cap.
Well, I agree with Cyril. The sooner this case is over, the sooner we can all get back to normal.
I don't think it'll be long now. The judge said he'd be finishing his summing up today. But he said when he'd done that, we'd be going out. That's why I want to look nice. You might take me somewhere posh.
Ma'am, listen. When he says after he's finished talking, you'll be going out, he means you and the rest of the jury will be going out of the courtroom, deciding a verdict. It doesn't mean he's taking you down the pub.
You've not seen the way he keeps looking at me. He's taking a fancy to me, I can tell. When I winked at him yesterday, he went bright red. He's quite nice looking, distinguished looking. Got long, white, curly hair.
Ma'am, that is a wig he's wearing.
You always say people's wearing wigs, Cyril.
He is.
I admit it looks like a wig. That's how I know it isn't one.
Well, how'd you make that out?
Well, they earn good money, judges, don't they? If they'd have wanted a wig, he'd have one that looked like real hair. That's the reason.
Ma'am, according to all the papers, this is one of the most complicated fraud cases in years. I bet you haven't understood a word of it, have you?
I have, you know. It's simple. They want to send that nice Mr. Wilson to prison.
That nice Mr. Wilson? Ma'am, you are talking about Ormskirk Albert, the well-known twister. He could hide behind a spiral staircase, that fella.
Look, I'm not going to discuss it with you. The judge said I haven't to. So I'm off. See you tonight.
Hey, Cyril, look who's coming.
Blimey, it's Mr. Cox. I didn't know he was out the neck. Hello there, Mr. Cox.
So, Wesley?
A pleasure, Mr. Cox. Hey, you haven't come over the wall, have you, or anything? I mean, you're not on a trot at all.
Oh, no, it's on coat here. Been out 3 weeks now.
You should have come and seen us sooner.
I want to get me strength up. Talking to you and Cyril always takes a lot out of me.
Hey, need we say, Mr. Cox, we still want you to handle our legal affairs.
Don't mind me asking, Mr. Cox, but I mean, you still are a solicitor, aren't you? I mean, you haven't been, what do they call it in the legal game? Unfrocked, is it?
Struck off.
Oh, come on, Mr. Cox. Wesley only asked a civil question. Oh, struck off. Oh.
I have reason to hope that the Law Society will be tolerant of my one lapse.
Quite right. I mean, it was only clients' money you were dipping into, wasn't it? Not some of the solicitors or anything serious like that.
I could have been a solicitor, you know. Always had a fancy for it. I just wish you'd have taken me O-levels sometimes.
What, you? O-levels? Get off.
Look, lads, I'd like a long discussion about the profession, but time presses. I'm here with a message from Ormskirk Albert.
Blimey, small world, isn't it? We was only talking about Ormskirk Albert this morning. Your mum's on the jury for his case.
Yes, it did come to my ears last night that your mother is on this jury, that is hearing this trumped-up charge against Albert.
Trumped up? You're joking. He's been swindling after villains in Liverpool.
Whatever our personal opinions of Albert might be, it is up to a British jury, that very bastion of our civil liberties, to decide his guilt or his innocence. Yes, that task belongs to 12 good men and true. And when I say men, I of course include women. And when I say women, I of course include your mother.
What are you getting at, Mr. Cox?
The day Ormskirk Albert walks out of that court a free man, he will pay you £1,000 for any car in this yard.
You what? He'd have to be potty.
Not potty, Cyril. Delirious with joy, the 12 honest fellow citizens have found him not guilty.
You saying what I think you're saying?
He is saying, Cyril, that if my mum can swing that jury, he is willing to pay us good money.
Wesley, you'd have done no good as a solicitor. Far too crude.
Well, if we're all settled, I think, as your foreman, I'd just like to say...
excuse me.
Yes?
It's just come back to me. Me first day at work. And before I set off the first morning, my dad said to me, oh, can see him now sitting up in bed. Dolly, he said, soon as you get there, get hold of the foreman and ask him 2 things. What time's tea break and where's the toilet?
I don't think this
I haven't finished. He also said, tell that foreman if he tries it on, which I'll be down there to sort him out. Of course, he's been dead and gone these 20 years, my dad, so you don't need to worry about that. If you feel like trying it on.
Yes, well, in my opinion, I don't think we'll need toilets or refreshments. To my mind, there can be only one verdict.
Definitely.
Guilty.
Guilty? That nice Mr. Wilson, never in this world.
Anyone else think like this lady?
He wants putting away for a long time, a man like that.
There you are. There's only you think she's not guilty.
Oh, no, you're wrong there. The judge, he agrees with me.
The judge as good as ordered us to convict.
No. I remember him saying, because he was looking straight at me when he said this. If you believe, he said, that the defendant was boarding an aeroplane to Spain with a suitcase full of crumpled £5 notes, purely for a little sunshine and sherry, you will, of course, acquit him. You can't have it clearer than that, can you?
Come on, Wes. We get down that court, wait for them to have their dinner break, and then we find my mum. She'll be in the nearest pub, and we give her the message. Ormskirk Albert is innocent, OK? Now, I know it's a bit risky.
A bit? First, we got to get my mum to grasp the position, right? Not easy. Even when she does grasp it, she'll want to tell the first person she sees how clever her big sons are. Even if that person happens to be wearing blue with silver numbers.
Yeah, nice.
To sum up, here we are, tempted by money to do a wicked and illegal act. Providence, in her wisdom, helps us to resist that temptation by making this act highly dangerous. To me, Cyril, this is evidence of a universal plan.
Still, £1,000 would be nice.
Certainly it would. So what we do is this. Nothing. And if Ormskirk Albert does get off with it, we tell him it was down to us and claim the £1,000.
Wes, that is brilliant.
See, Cyril, doing a decent thing can be profitable.
Morning, gentlemen. You know who I am?
It's Mr. Pegg, isn't it?
Correct. My friends call me Neville.
Nice to meet you, Neville.
You can call me Mr. Pegg. You're Cyril. I heard you sing once. In a way, that's why I'm here.
Oh, now, hang on, Mr. Pegg. I know the singing's annoying, but there's no need for the heavy...
Shut up. Cyril, I want to book you for a coming-out party.
Mr. Pegg, you have just ensured that party will be a success.
Your daughter, is it, Mr. Pegg?
No, it's Ormskirk Albert's coming-out party. I can't give you a firm date, Cyril. I'm hoping I'll have some time to wait.
You sent him down, have you? I thought the trial was finished.
It's not. Now, Ormskirk Albert stole money from me. Money I have scrimped and saved to put by for my golden eventide years. I entrusted him with that money to buy villas in sunny Spain, retirement homes for friends and colleagues seeking rest and seclusion from rough policemen. Did Ormskirk Albert buy those villas? He betrayed my trust. Betrayed two of these lads here. That money was their pension fund. What future is there for them when they're too old and frail to break people's legs, which is their current trade and which they do expertly? They can give you a demo if you like.
No need, Mr. Pegg.
We believe you, Mr. Pegg.
But sadly, the law is fallible. Juries are unreliable. However, a little bird tells me that your mam's on that jury. Well, I say a little bird, it's Big Bird, really. She runs the cloakroom down the Blue Cockatoo Club.
Glennis! Flipping Glennis, wouldn't you know it? Never could keep her mouth shut.
Right, lads, do you understand why I'm here?
You're offering us a bribe.
A bribe? A bribe? Certainly not. Why should I pay good money to see justice take its course? No. If that jury makes a mockery of the law, if that verdict goes the wrong way, I will not be pleased. I will get rough. You take my meaning?
Oh, yes, we do, yes.
Do my colleagues here need to give you a practical example to ram my message home?
No, definitely not, Mr. Pegg.
Good. It's a pleasure to meet you two, lads. Looking forward to that party, Cyril.
Oh, God, Wes!
Let's get down to me, man, before that flipping jury gets sent out and does something silly.
It's the easy way, isn't it, when money goes missing? Blame the treasurer. Our Cyril's dad, my late husband, he had some of that. If ever we went on a coach trip to see the lights at Blackpool, it was always Herbert went up and down the shadow with his cap doing the whip round for the driver. Never got no thanks for it.
Yeah, I've had some of that.
Look, I don't see
And
that...
if anything goes wrong, who gets blamed? I mean, just because a couple of half-crowns slipped through the lining of Herbert's cap. I've never heard language like it.
None of this has any bearing on the issue.
Oh, it has, you know. I'm just trying to show how there's a lot never comes out in these cases. I mean, take that young policeman. The one that gave the evidence about the gravy stains on the Fox Fair. Even with the look of Prince Edward.
Yes, he did, didn't he? He did have a look at Prince Edward.
And you know why, don't you? Because it was Prince Edward.
Preposterous.
Exactly. Well, the Queen likes them to do the bit in the services, doesn't she? Air Force or the Navy, or they do a year or two in the police force.
Look, if that policeman was the Queen's youngest son, we would have heard about it.
You what? They tell you nothing in this country, mate. Nothing.
Well, that's because the Queen doesn't want him treated no different from anyone else, isn't it? Oh, yeah. They kept it pretty secret when his dad, Prince Philip, was up here. I used to see him every day. Conductor on the 79 bus he was. Yeah. This span of 12 months. It has to be something in uniform, you see. The Queen's very adamant about that.
Look, I've had enough of this. We do not have to be unanimous. And quite clearly, there are 11 of us agreed on a guilty verdict. Yes. Would all who agree please show? Oh, come on, there were 11 before.
Who thinks he's not guilty? See? That's because some of us is willing to use our brains.
After 8 hours, the jury has still not reached a verdict. After hearing that police feared attempts would be made to bribe or intimidate jurors, the judge ordered they should stay overnight in a city hotel.
Does it say which one?
No. Be nice for your mum, that. Night in a posh hotel.
I don't mind bribery, me. What harm does it do? Spreads the cash about, keeps the wheels of commerce turning. But intimidation, I don't hold with that.
I bet the bathrooms will be nice. I bet you can quite fancy having a bath, even if you're not dirty.
I mean, if Neville Pegg had come to us and said, whatever Ormskirk Albert's offering, I will double, well, fair enough, I wouldn't have been offended.
It's not fair, you know. There's 12 of them in that jury. My mum's only one. Why pick on us?
Oh, no, if I know Neville, he'll be picking on as many as he can. Say what you like, but he's a fair man. Hard, yes, but fair.
Will you stop whittling on? If you hadn't been rabbiting to all and sundry about me man being on this jury, we wouldn't be in this mess.
It's been an eye-opener to me, this has. I mean, I always knew you'd had your faults, Cyril, but I never...
Faults? Me? What faults?
You mean you're selfish, you're devious, you're untrustworthy, your feet are terrible, you pick your nose. I've seen you pick your nose while you're on stage singing.
I never claimed to be perfect.
But I never knew till now you was a coward. You're scared stiff of this Neville Pegg.
Don't make me laugh, Glynis. What, me? Scared of Neville Pegg? If Neville Pegg walks in here right now, I would say to him, hello, Mr. Pegg, what are you doing?
Well, boys, had speech with your dear old mother yet?
We can't, Mr. Pegg. The jury's in some hotel, you see, and it'll be full of scuffers, and we don't even know which one it is anyway.
Well, that's what I've come to tell you. The Constellation.
Yeah, but if we go down there and the scuffers catch us, we won't have a leg to stand on.
True. True. But if Ormskirk Albert gets off, you won't be able to stand on them anyway. If I were you, I'd get round there fast as your legs can carry you. Make the most of them while you've still got the use of them.
Why is it me carrying this case, Cyril?
I told you. We want to look as if we're married.
If you haven't been lying and prevaricating for 6 years, Cyril, wouldn't have to be living a lie, would we?
Look, Glenn, this is not the time. All right. You best give me that advance on your wages, Mr. Stanley lent you. It's going to cost a bomb. Not in a place like this. Best call this is summer holidays.
Do you know, Cyril, it's like the honeymoon I keep dreaming about. You, me in a nice hotel, me paying the bill. It's going to be strange, isn't it? Making love in a bed.
We are not here for pleasure. We're here to find me man.
Yeah, I know. But since we're spending the night here, we might as well enjoy it.
Look, you know I'm highly strung. You know I can't put my mind to anything like that when I'm upset.
You're upset too easy, you. I mean, crying whenever can get the beat.
About time. I've been dinging this bell a good half hour. We want a room. Nothing fancy. It doesn't have to have a washbowl or nothing like that.
Do you have a reservation?
Do you think I am an Indian chief?
In that case, I'm sorry. We're full up.
Oh, there's no question of any funny business if that's what you think. We're married, you know. Mr. and Mrs.
Jones.
Smith.
Smith Jones with a hyphen, like, you know, double-barreled.
I'm sorry, but the hotel is completely full.
You'd not say that if Margaret Thatcher come wanting a room, would you? You'd find her a room. Well, she's not coming, so we'll have it. And you wonder why Merseyside doesn't get a share of the tourist trade? Just have to be plan B, that's all. Wes!
You look really nice, Wes. Nigel's tuxedo suits you better than it does Nigel.
What happened?
They're full up. They were dead apologetic about it. Couldn't have been nicer, really. So anyway, it'll have to be plan B.
I don't know, Cyril. I've gone off this scheme.
It's your scheme, Wes.
Yeah, I know,
And
but...
brilliant in my view. Like you said, in a forest, who looks twice at a leaf? In a hotel, who looks twice at a waiter?
Yeah, and in a prison, who looks twice at a convict? Anyway, we don't know what room my mum's in, do we? I can't go knocking on every bedroom door in a hotel now, can I?
I was fingering that fella's files.
Pardon?
While you were arguing with him, I could see part of this card. Mrs. McGregor, room 300 and something. That'll be the 3rd floor, won't it?
There you go, Wes. All you do is nip up the back stairs to the 3rd floor, knock on all the doors, and say room service. I cannot fail.
Ma'am.
Who are you?
Room service, ma'am.
Just what I wanted.
4:30 in the morning, Glynis. What has taken him so long?
It's a big hotel.
Unless... Oh, my God. Unless the scuffers have got him. Oh, that's it. He'll be in a cell being shouted at, beaten. Or even... Oh, God.
What?
He might be bringing my name into it. Wes, we was worried sick. We thought the scuffers had got you. You got to me, ma'am. You told her. Ormskirk Albert must go down.
Couldn't find us, Cyril.
You couldn't find it! You didn't try!
I did, honest. Only there was this woman.
Oh, I might have known. Your fatal weakness, Wesley. I don't go bothering with women, do I? I make do with Glynis.
I knocked on this door, see, and there was this woman, and she forced me to, you know.
How did she manage to force you?
And she was clever. She said she'd scream if I didn't do what she wanted.
That's blackmail.
That's what I said to her, and she said, no, that's just what you are and just what I fancy.
Oh, that's racism.
I said that as well. I said I'd have her to the Race Relations Board, and she said she'd have me to the Sex Equality Board.
Oh, God. Your women's liberal have gone too far. It comes to something when a grown man cannot prowl the corridors of a 3-star hotel in safety.
Hey, Glenn, the rooms are dead smart, you know, all sorts of gadgets and drinks cabinets with drinks in and things. Hey, and I managed to press Nigel's kecks before I came away, you know what I mean? In one of those electric trouser presses. It doesn't half hurt your knees, though.
Supposed to take your trousers off, Wesley.
I know that, but I only just managed to get them back on.
Wesley, you don't seem to realise. What is the use of having nicely pressed trousers if, inside those trousers, your legs are all crumpled in fractures?
Kate Sarah, Cyril. It's all down to me ma'am now and the rest of that jury.
I seem to be in a minority of one. Well, if the rest of you are agreed, that the defendant is not guilty. Yep. And that is the verdict of you all.
Well,
so be it.
I've been thinking. All right, he's very plausible, this Mr. Wilson, but there is no getting away from them ears of his, is there?
How do you mean?
Criminal ears. Bent forward at the top, like. I had this from a doctor. Not to National Health, either, because you've got to go private for the ear piercing, haven't you?
Ear piercing? Doctors?
Not just ear piercing. He does tattooing and removing unwanted hair.
Well, I don't think we should be rushing into a verdict anyway. I mean, I'd quite like another night in the hotel.
How he got the foreman's job, I do not know. I said to him in the hotel lobby last night, look, I said, my room's 305. My lucky number, 305. Did he take the hint? Don't mind me saying this, but you've put on weight since yesterday.
Oh, no, that's the bath towels under me frock, you know.
You'd think they'd give you a carrier bag or something, wouldn't you?
Well, I'm not complaining about the hotel. A very nice young man came to my room last night. Said he was room service.
Oh, I never thought about ringing room service. Not for breakfast, anyway. Did you have the continental?
No, the full English.
You can't beat having the full English. Same with breakfast and all.
Ladies, please, we must try and reach a verdict.
Reach a verdict? You couldn't reach room 305.
Mind you, I don't think he was room service, really. He said he was looking for his mother.
Did he have, like a high forehead and a little tash? Was his name Cyril at all?
Oh, no.
God.
No, he was called Wesley. Black as your hat he was. Never so nice.
It's all here. Retrial ordered in fraud case. Police called as jurors fight. Foreman weeps in court.
He was hopeless, that foreman. Never had a grasp of the case at all. Mind you, a lot of them didn't. Shakes your faith in the system.
Don't say that, ma'am. No verdict's a good verdict from our point of view.
Wes is right. Nobody's holding a grudge against us.
Not even Neville Pegg.
No. He said it was like playing in the European Cup. He was hoping for a result on the second leg. He does harp on legs, that fella. Wish he wouldn't.
I'm cross with you, Wesley. Messing about with one of the jury ladies. What would the judge have thought of me, if he'd known you was into coursing with a fear of justice?
I think what you mean, ma'am, is interfering.
I know what I mean.
But the judge didn't find out, did he?
No, and he better not, so just you say nothing. Oh, here he comes now. I said to meet me here.
Huh?
The judge told you fancied me, didn't I? Oh, and our Cyril was right, by the way. It was a wig.
We're off to Victorian London for a Charles Dickens classic, as Tom Hardy and Timothy Spall star in Oliver Twist next.